Miss Rivers, how are you?
Oh.
You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, it's okay. She does it.
Child, that footage of Joan Rivers exposing Barack and Michelle Obama just never gets old, right? And it's always been super sus how she died literally weeks after saying that Michelle is trans and Barack is on the DL. But was there any truth to what she said? And what has Michelle Obama said about the speculations made by Joan Rivers in light of their family secrets being exposed left, right, and center in the last couple of weeks? Yes, honey, the internet is going wild with speculations. Barack being on the DL, Michelle being a dude, people who allegedly died because of their family secrets like Chef Tafari Campbell, and so much more. It's crazy, y'all. It's super crazy, and as always, I will be breaking down the tea. Okay, you all know that over the years, people have speculated that because Michelle is a bit masculine, she is either a man or trans. Folks have even gone to weird extents of photoshopping her photos to prove the point. But it's not just about some photoshops here and there. When I tell y'all there's a long paper trail of alleged receipts, baby, even I couldn't believe it when I decided to go down that rabbit hole. For starters, people have always pointed out over the years how Barack Obama mistakenly called Michelle Michael or Mike during a couple of speeches and interviews, and I'm talking about this happening a few times, y'all. Distinguished guests and men and women of the finest military in the world. Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah, Michael, and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, who's key the noise level. I want to make sure he knows we're coming. Yeah, that's true, because, if she's got some cubs, that's when you really got to work. Yeah, you know what my kids asked me? They said, you gotta ask the president, does anything scare him? Well, when Michelle's mad, I get worried. Other than this, there's the fact that the Obamas have always posted wedding pictures, but no pregnancy pictures or photos of the girls until they were around 3 to 6 years old. Apparently, Michelle tries to tell the public that Malia and Sasha were conceived through IVF, but the truth is that the daughter's real mother is allegedly Dr. Anita Blanchard, who was supposedly the same doctor that delivered the Obama daughters. There are even photos of the two families vacationing together in Hawaii that made rounds online, with people claiming that the real parents, Martin Nesbitt and Dr. Anita Blanchard, were always following closely behind so they could keep an eye on the Obamas. Oh, I'm just getting started, love, because this is one hell of a rabbit hole. Based on what people dug up on the internet, there are receipts suggesting that Michelle Obama was registered to vote as a man from 1994 until 2008. According to documents allegedly obtained from the Illinois State Board of Elections, Michelle officially changed her gender to female in 2008, the same year her husband was running for the presidency. People have also reposted a tweet from Barack's half-brother, Malik, asking the question, is Michelle Michael? Meaning there are family members who also find everything suspicious. Then, roughly 3 years later, Malik released a follow-up tweet stating he could not confirm or deny the legend of Big Mike, aka Michael LaVaughn Robinson. Malik has actually posted a few more times, including as recently as 2024, about how he believes Michelle is a he and that the Obamas are trying to hide her true identity. I mean, for a couple that has generally been praised as the perfect couple all over the world, even I have to admit that all this info is shocking. And it gets even juicier. In the last couple of days, there have also been reports that the Obamas have gotten rid of some of the people who knew about their family secrets, like Chef Tafari Campbell. The thing is, Tafari had been working in the White House and went on to work for the Obama family as a personal chef after they left office. While at the White House, Tafari was one of the chefs who brewed White House honey ale beer using honey from Michelle's South Lawn garden. In 2012, the White House even released a video of Tafari and then assistant chef Sam Cass demonstrating the beer-making process. Unfortunately, Tafari lost his life. What happened was that he was out paddleboarding on a pond near the Obamas' home when he lost his balance and fell into the water. He was not wearing his life jacket and was not attached to the paddleboard. Reportedly, he fought to stay above the water before eventually succumbing. The Tafari's body was uncovered after a 2-day search in Edgartown Great Pond near the Obamas' home. According to a police report, the search began after a fellow paddleboarder observed him dip into the water, reappear briefly struggling to stay on the surface, and then submerge entirely. The witness also told police they tried to swim to Tafari to save him but did not reach him in time. The person then swam to shore, where they alerted someone to call 911. It was reported that when Tafari was visiting Martha's Vineyard, at the time of his passing, Barack and Michelle were not present at the residence. But while the conclusion was ruled an accident, some things just didn't make sense. For instance, over 10 days after the incident, authorities were still rejecting requests for even basic facts, including the identity of the sole witness and the 911 caller, even their gender. It was later found out that the witness was a woman. The police cited a public records law exemption that allows withholding any information that could jeopardize an active investigation, but that didn't make sense because they had already stated there was no foul play. At the time, the only matter pending was a toxicology report that could determine if Tafari Campbell had substances in his system or had suffered a medical episode. But guess what? That was not possible. Allegedly, the police lost Tafari's blood sample. According to an unconfirmed source, it was accidentally discarded by a lab intern. The source claimed that the intern had unfortunately placed it in the wrong location, into a batch marked for destruction. Oh, how convenient, right? Out of all the blood samples that could have disappeared, the police lost the one belonging to Barack Obama's chef. And as if that wasn't suspicious enough, critical information about the 911 distress call was mysteriously omitted from police logs. While the call was added to the Edgartown Police Department logs, the crucial details about the reason for the emergency were left blank. Surprisingly, all other calls from that night were properly documented. And you know what law enforcement said? That it was left out due to a clerical error. Again, how very convenient. A lot of things have never added up about Tafari's death. One report claimed he had head injuries when he was found, leading people to believe it was not an accident. Others reported that he was discovered in less than 4 feet of water and that the 911 call was made hours after he fell off his paddleboard. It was also claimed that Obama's personal coroner was the one who conducted the autopsy. Additionally, there were rumors that Tafari had been working on a tell-all book and was unalived because of it. Add to that the fact that, in 2015, former White House chef Walter Scheib also mysteriously disappeared while hiking. His body was found days later in what was described as a mountain drainage flowing with surface runoff. Since he had been hiking alone, the cause of death was ruled as drowning, just like Tafari's. So when people say the Obamas are hiding secrets, they might actually be onto something. And you know what? It wasn't just Joan Rivers who was exposing the Obamas. Prominent figures like Diana Lorraine also made speculations. In one tweet, she wrote, "Michelle Obama is releasing a documentary on Netflix called Becoming. I wonder what she's becoming." Another shocking comment came from Stu Peters, who wrote, "Barack doesn't have children, and he definitely doesn't have them with Michelle. Martin Nesbitt and Anita Blanchard are Sasha and Malia Obama's real parents. Nesbitt is also the chairman of the Obama Foundation." Even Chelsea Clinton once suggested that Barack marry a man in a since-deleted tweet, which many called delusional. In another instance, Lynn Wood claimed that the Obama children were adopted and that the world had been lied to about something as simple as that. For reference, Lynn Wood and his law firm specialize in defamation lawsuits, and any good lawyer knows not to put anything in writing they cannot defend. Then there was Dr. Rafael Espinanzo, who was allegedly entrusted with Michelle Obama's care during the 2008 presidential election. He reportedly made some bold claims. Now, I personally cannot confirm his words, but he allegedly stated, "I know what I saw. Michelle Obama is not a woman who used to be a man.